another repair here in Quartzsite. I'm out in the desert here and I'm working on the Cabriolet this time. I suspect what's going on is that this lift pump in the tank is not working. So I checked the voltage. I have 13.5 volts here when the engine's running. The fuel gauge is acting a little odd, but that could be just the fuel gauge. And when I plug it back in, I can't hear it running. I can't hear the pump running, but I can hear the high pressure pump underneath in the chassis cavitating. So I think it's just getting enough to keep the engine running for a short time, but I noticed when I hit it up above 4,000 RPMs or so, she starts to die out, so it's not getting enough fuel. And I believe it's this, but I'm going to pull it out and see. Okay, I got the hoses unhooked. Now I'm going to test it just by turning the engine on and letting it run off the high pressure pump. And I believe this is the return, and I think this is the pressure side for the pump. This is the pump side, this is the return line, but let's just have a look. Alright, that pump is not pumping anything. Nothing's coming back. If that is indeed but there's absolutely nothing coming out of that pump. So that pump is either it's unhooked inside, so I'll have to pull it out. But that pump should be pushing fuel out like crazy right now. It's doing nothing. So there's a test where you can do quickly on these. Test the power, make sure there's power, and the engine will run because it's getting fuel. It'll run for a while, but there's no fuel coming at all now. This will die eventually. And then you can plug it back in and see if you're getting fuel out of either one of those ports. Alright, so I'm going to pull this pump, and that'll entail knocking this ring around, and then this one, the whole thing turns. And I believe this is a pump you can just replace the module itself, so we'll have to see when we get in there. Alright, I got it turned enough to get it loosened. Let's tuck these out of the way, and this is a dusty environment here, so I have to be careful not to leave this open very long. But I want to get it out and see what the pump looks like, make sure it's still hooked up. Get off there, one hand job here. Yeah, she's crusty. She is crusty. Alright, let's see if I can get this out. She's tight. I may have to put you guys down and get it out of here. Alright, I'm going to set you guys down and I'll pull this pump. Alright, that's the pump out. It looks like there was supposed to be a bit of a hose on there at one time. It's gone. That would have been the return line coming back down. And I did notice the screen is dirty and it's actually got a split in it. So this is probably right there. There's a split in that screen. So it's probably sucked up some dirt in that pump. It appears to be all plugged in still. Let's check the condition of the back here. I can check the condition of the plugs, and I'm going to see if I can get it to work off 12 volts. And the plugs themselves, I can't see out in the bright sunlight here so much. They look pretty corroded. Yeah, they're pretty corroded. I'm going to try to do something with those for now, and then I'm going to order a new pump anyway. Hopefully I can get one here pretty quick. I'm out in the desert, so there is a drop box close to here for Amazon. If not, I'll make it do somehow. I'm going to bump it over, see if I can get it to work. I'll see what I can do with it. Look at the dirt that came out of that pump. I'm using, I use some of my diesel conditioner in it that I have in the van. And it is full of dirt, this thing. Anyway, I ordered a new pump, Napa out of Parker. But really, honestly, if you look around, I'm not in a rush. We'll get her fixed when we get her fixed. I have the van to drive, and she's all good. Alright, so I'll get the new pump and we'll put her in. Okay, I've got my little workbench set up here. I've got the new pump right here, and I've got the wiring done. I had to clip off the old connector for now. I'm going to save it in case I have to go back to it. And I'm going to get some tie wraps and tie wrap these wires to get to the hose there. Also, this return line needs to be extended down right there, way down, almost to the bottom. And I'll just tie wrap it to the pump. Hopefully that'll go in all right. And here's a brand new filter for it, new sock. So that's it, that's all put together. 5/16, I believe that hose was 5/16. There she is, full assembly except for the sock. Take her over, I'm gonna put her in the cabby now. Hopefully she'll work. On these pumps, it's hard to see it, and you probably can't see it, but they are marked positive and negative. So I've got it set up right there. I'm sure hoping I do. If not, I'll switch them around. Okay, over at the cabby. Let's take that off. This cover off. Now the sock has to go on. And that boot has to come off. And I don't think the sock makes much difference in how it goes on, as long as it's on. In this car, it was a round one that came out, this one here. But we're not reusing that because that was what caused the problem to start with. Alright, well, I'm going to kind of just think that so here's the lines. This is how it sits in the car, like this. So I'm going to try to put the sock, I think the tank goes that way the most, so I'm going to put the sock that way. If I can get it on. There she is, she's on. That was pretty simple. Now, if I can get this in the tank. This could be a bit of a struggle here. To bear with me a bit. This was hard to get out, so. And I may not have it assembled properly. Probably should have put the sock in first. There she's going. There she goes. Alright, and then this hose has to go down in there. They didn't make this hole any too big, did they? There's a spot right there. I think I can get it all to slip in. Right there. My tie wraps are kind of shagging me up. They're in the way. There we go. Get those poked down. A screwdriver on them, maybe. Yeah. Alright. There she goes. In the tank she goes. Make sure that gasket's still there. Hoses up out of the way. Now, let's hope I don't have this too long. It shouldn't be too long unless the pump is the same length and I measured it, so it feels too like it's sitting on the bottom. That's what it feels like. Come on, you, get in there. The little tabs need to be in place. Get off there. These hoses are right in. There she goes. Look at that. Ha ha ha. Just one little spot for it to sit. That's it. There. She's almost in the round. That's her. Good. Woo, doggies. I'll plug her back in. It was a bit of a struggle. I think I had the hose just slightly too long. As long as she sucks fuel, I don't really care. There she goes, she's plugged in. Now we're gonna bump it to see. We'll put this, I know this is the discharger, I'm pretty confident it is, so I'll put it on and then I'll shut it off if it starts coming out the return line. Alright, well, I'm going to reuse these clamps because they're on it. Where's my little screwdriver head? And we'll bump it with the ignition. See what we have before we get it all put together. Keys, where are you? Right here. All right. Now you got to remember, with these cars, the fuel pumps don't come on until the ignition is in the start position, and once the engine starts and it senses after a few seconds that it's got the engine is running, then the fuel pump stays on. It's not like the new conventional, like more like North American cars, where as soon as you put it in the run position, the fuel pump comes on for a few seconds, and if the engine doesn't start, it shuts off. This is a little bit different. So let's see. There, look at that, fuel. Whew, we know it's working. All right, so we can put her back together. Ha ha ha, we have fuel. Tighten that up. That should solve this problem. Now the engine would run in this car, but it would bog down. Especially after you run it for a while. If you run it hard for a little bit, a few high RPM runs, it starts to die out. So that's usually a sign of a fuel pump. And when it got hot, it started to. And I could hear the secondary pump, the high pressure pump, cavitating. That was a real tell right there. There was something else going on. So let's try this. Make sure there's no leaks. Oh yeah, I can hear that new pump running away in there. Good. Some of this fuel off. The other pump is quiet now. When I shut her down yesterday, that other pump was noisy. She was rattly sounding. That's cavitating. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's purring away in there. So where's that cover? We'll put it back on. And that'll do the fuel pump job for the in the Quartzsite. This is what you call what do they call it? It's van living. Van struggling, I think, today. Not really. This was a pretty easy job. Volkswagen did a good job on where they put these pumps. Very easy to get at. You just take the seat out, back seat out, which is two bolts and 3 screws, 2 clamps, and the wire plug, and then you're got her. Look at that, huh? Well, that's it. Cabby's running again. I'll get the seat put back in, but she's purring like a kitten now. I'll have to take her for a scoot. It's a pain to have to do repairs, but like I said before, what better weather can you have and place to do it? Well, everyone, that's it. That's the fuel pump for the Cabriolet, the in-tank fuel pump. Hopefully somebody found that interesting and maybe helpful. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.